Dear Boomers, today we will talk about verse 14 of the Tao Te Ching, quote, "That which cannot be seen is called invisible. That which cannot be heard is called inaudible. And that which cannot be held is called intangible. These three cannot be defined. Therefore, they merge as one." So we will journey into the 14th verse of the Tao Te Ching, a meditation on the unseen forces that shape everything in our lives, yet remain beyond the grasp of our senses. And I'm sitting here in nature, taking in the morning mists. The Tao speaks of realities we cannot perceive with our eyes, ears, or hands. It invites us to look beyond the tangible world we cling to into something deeper, invisible, inaudible, intangible. These are not emptiness or absence. They are the infinite backdrop from which all life emerges. We live in a culture obsessed with proof, evidence, and measurement, but here Lao Tzu offers a different kind of knowing, one rooted not in the mind, but in intuition. The intuition we can still learn to grow. The 14th verse tells us by intuition, you can see it, you can hear it and feel it. This is not about mystical powers, but about presence. When we quiet the noise of our lives, we begin to sense what is always here. We begin to sense the unseen, the unheard, the untouched that merge into one experience. It is not something we chase. It is not something that comes and goes like the rising and falling and setting of the sun. It is eternal, it has no beginning, and it has no end. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel, and my link to the community is down below. The Dear Boomer community. The Tao says its rising brings no dawn, its setting no darkness. It is the unnameable returning into nothingness. This is the eternal cycle, not the clock time we live by, but timeless presence. In our lives, we measure beginning and endings, the start of a relationship, the end of a job, the birth of a child, the death of a loved one. But here, Lao Tzu invites us into a state where there is no such boundary. And in that boundaryless state, we actually go into the quantum field, as we have talked about many times in these posts on YouTube. So when we approach it, there is no beginning. When we follow it, there is no end. You cannot know it, at least not with the mind, but you can be it. You can live from it. And in that way, you are at ease in your own life. You are at peace in your own life. You don't have any futures or pasts. We live in the moment, and everything comes from that moment in time. Discover how things have always been brings us into harmony with the way. The Tao is not something that started at some point in history. It has always been. It is the underlying current of life. When we align with this, our anxieties about the future and our regrets about the past begin to soften. They begin to lose meaning. We stop chasing what is fleeting, and we rest in what is eternal. Eternal now, the eternal now. So, verse 14 of the Tao Te Ching is a reminder that the most profound truths cannot be seen, they cannot be heard, and they cannot be touched. Yet they are always here. We don't need to understand them with our minds. We only need to live them in harmony and be in harmony with them. And when we do, we find ourselves at peace, not because life is perfect, but because we are no longer separate from it. We become one with our lives, with everybody in it. You cannot know it, but you can be it. So, if you are interested in learning more, please, subscribe to the channel and become a member of the Dear Boomer community. And videos will show up here. Take a look and be well.